Good evening is the frequency in use. Oops. Good evening is the frequency in use. My name is Paul, K4PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. This is net number 760. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Nothing heard. If there is an emergency of any kind at your home, please call 911, wherever you are. Call 911 first. And if they don't answer, or you're going to have to wait, you can come back to us, or you can tell us where you are, and we'll somehow get you help. Don't know what that is, but it's never, because it's never happened. Don't consider an emergency. You need beer or bread or toilet paper. Maybe it's an emergency to you, but not to us. Anyway, that may be broken any time for a true emergency. For information on this net, you can see us right now on YouTube. You can put my call, K4PEW, into the search block for YouTube, and you'll see the screen of my radio, and you can hear me speaking on that. You can also hear the other radios, the people that I talk to, come speaking back to me if you can't hear them from your station, which I'd like to think you all can hear every station, but I know that's not possible. Or it's usually not possible. You can also see us on 146.415.net, 146.415.net. And that is where we have some simplex information and pointing you in that direction. Also, you can see us on Yahoo, not on Yahoo, on groups.io, groups.io, and look under MJSS or Mount Juliet Simplex Society. Do a search there. It'll bring us up, which shows our net schedule and kind of what we do here. We don't do much. Have nets, have fun. Or you can email me at k4pew@arrl.net. We meet here every 8 p.m. Not every 8 p.m. Every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. And we do a net, several nets on 2 meters, on 70 centimeters, on 6 meters upper sideband, 10 meters upper sideband, and sometimes some other stuff. Purpose of the net is to, and we also do the FM net here on 146.415, which everyone who can hear me knows. Purpose of the net is to have fun. Figure out who we can hear, who we can't hear, and how to fix that. And we're here for technical advice to help you out on that too, if you have to, if you need it. We also do announcements here. The big announcement was that we had to move the venue for the Saturday, the twice monthly breakfast for the group. And today we met over at Shoney's in Lebanon, but I had another alternative. So any alternatives are good. I got an alternative for those that might be familiar with a Flat Tire restaurant in Hermitage. Sounds like a good option. I've heard some nice things about it. Maybe we'll do that next 2 weeks from today. So we'll try that one out as well. Then I have to change the reminder system. So, and also tonight we're doing the 2 meter net. We're doing the 2 meter upper sideband net, and we're going to be doing the 6 meter upper sideband net. Does anybody have any other announcements?
KM4YRF, you know what I want.
Man, not your old lady. Yeah, Michael's reminding me about the 10 meter net on Sunday nights at 7:30 p.m. on 28.415. It's been going on now for the better part. Is it 1 year yet, Mike?
We're coming up on 2.
Oh, yeah, it just seems like 1 year. No, it's. I should have known better to say 1 year. 2 years every week, so that's about 100 and almost 104 nets. So that's kind of nice. Anyway, make sure to drop in there. Well, if you get on the mailing list, you'll get reminders about that net. Anyway, it's on 28, the same net we do on Wednesday nights. And Michael does that net on Sunday nights. I do it on Wednesday nights, and it's on 28.415. Let's see, where was I? Oh, yeah, any other announcements? Nothing heard. Let's see, what else? Okay, tonight, again, I said was net number 760. We start from the north. We'll be taking check-ins from short timers first. People short on time, that is. Or mobile. Well, we might as well start taking that now. Please come now. Short timers or mobile.
November 4, Tango Juliet Foxtrot.
Hey, Eric, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Paul. Lots of noise in there tonight.
Yeah, you sound pretty good, though.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. You and Mike both got a lot of static back there, but I think it's condition.
He does it on purpose.
Yeah, I know how he is.
Well, very good. Everything going well?
Yes, sir. I cannot complain whatsoever. I am truly blessed, and I hope everyone else is as well. Uh, this year has got to be better.
Well, we're going to make it better. How's that?
That's exactly right, Paul.
All right, very good, Rick. Good talking to you. Rick is in Ashland City. That's Kilo November 4, Tango Juliet Foxtrot. Who else is short on time?
KO4 HSD, David in Bellevue.
Hello, David. Everything all right?
Yes, doing pretty good, Paul. I saw your name up on the Zoom call with the Bob Hale thing today. That was a pretty good event.
Yeah, that was a fun list. I had not heard that. I know he's been doing those. I had never heard that before, and it was very interesting. You can tell he's pretty polished at giving that presentation.
He is, and some of the things he did early in his life when he was a teenager, very interesting. A lot more industrious than I was at 16.
Well, yeah, I take it he's well, he's not. He's. I'm not saying he doesn't look like he's accomplished, but I would, if you just met him, I'm not sure you'd think that he was, as far as I'm concerned, he was like a child prodigy on playing that large Wurlitzer organ, and also just grasping onto electronics and sound and all that other stuff he got involved
Yeah, definitely. He's very passionate about that. But it was good event there, and I appreciate you doing the net.
in. Yeah, very good. That was David, and he is in Bellevue, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Man, I got it right again. I can't believe it. It's Kilo Oscar 4 Hotel Sierra Delta. That's David in Bellevue. Who else is, yeah, if you haven't seen that, we could probably schedule one for our group, but I'm not sure well, we could. He asked me if we wanted to, we could do it. But I'm glad that, that was, who did that? That was Maury County did that, right? David?
It's Murray County.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's great. When I see Maur, I think it's pronounced Maury. When I know, well, it is pronounced Murray. Very good. Anyway, there was a Zoom call with Bob Heil giving a nice 40 an hour and something discussion about his history and about what he was involved in, help him radio, etc. He seems like a really genuine guy. I've talked to him before. He really is a nice guy. Anyway, who else is short on time?
Hello, Mike 4, November Yankee Bill.
Hello, Bill. You doing well? Is it so snow melts?
It's pretty well gone today, which I'm happy with because I like CDL. I've been around snow all my life.
Oh yeah. Well, the problem with snow, it's pretty, but it's also dangerous for everybody. My wife had a couple of people at work slip in the parking lot, fall, and one of them got seriously injured.
Yeah, but I think put trash in your yard.
Wait, I'm sorry, you broke up there. What about trash in your yard?
No, hide all the trash in your yard.
Yeah, makes my weedy brown yard look white and pretty.
It does. Oh, everything's going okay here. I better back out of here and let some of these other people get to going. So Cam 4 and NYL be clear.
Yeah, very good, Bill. That was Bill in Murfreesboro, Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee. Doing well. Who else is short on time?
Kilo Golf 4 November Tango Foxtrot, Larry.
How you doing, Larry? Ain't heard from you in a month of Sundays. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I've been working a lot, staying real busy. And I was here tonight, wasn't doing much, just sitting around. I thought I'd jump in here and check in.
Well, it's good to hear from you. Everything going okay in your family?
Oh, everything's going great, man. Everything's going good with you.
Oh yeah, everything's going just dandy. Every day's a good day. Come on, let's be serious.
Yeah. So y'all gonna start meeting over at Lebanon and Shawnee's in 2 weeks?
Well, I'm not sure if we are or not, but that's where we were today because Courtney's closed.
Okay. All right, 2 weeks. So I'll be checking with you. I'm gonna come over that morning.
Well, I'll make sure because we were debating on whether we wanted to stay at that Shoney's in Lebanon. We only had like 5 people show up today, but I think that was partly due to the snow and ice. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll let you know if it changes, though. Okay, Larry.
Hey, sounds good to me. I'll be talking to you, buddy. I'm gonna jump out here, let somebody else check in. Hey, we'll try to get in here and check in on Wednesday night. I'm not working over at MTSU tomorrow night. I'm just driving the school bus now and working at the funeral home. That's all I'm doing. So we'll check you later, buddy. Take care, boy. NTL. Back to net control.
Very good. That was Larry, Kilo Golf 4, November Tango Lima. And you're at Murfreesboro, right, Larry?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Larry's in Murfreesboro. Who else is short on time?
Kilo 4 Alpha Lima. Boy,
Hey, Alan, how you doing?
not too bad. Just getting ready to go to work. So, you know.
Hey, what's all this fuss about 5G? Do you know?
I don't have time to go into the details, but most of what you're reading is true.
Well, no, I gather it took me a while to figure it out about 5G in airports, and that has something to do with the altimeter radar. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the airplanes have a radar altimeter, which is just above the frequency range of where they put 5G. And now they're concerned that it may interfere with the radar altimeter because that's used during landings, particularly auto landings, when the weather is really, really bad. So the one time that you don't want interference on the radar altimeter is when it really.
Oh no, I get it. I'm just I guess I'm kind of surprised this didn't come up like a year or two ago.
Oh, it has, but the powers that be, there's competing government entities, FCC and FAA in particular, and they've been kind of kicking the can down.
I got it. Yeah, government doesn't. Business seems to handle those kind of issues better than government does. But government's, oh, it's like the fog of war.
Yeah, that's right. What's the temperature back home?
I don't know what it is. My thermistor busted, but anybody know what the temperature is tonight? It's got to be what, 50 something? Well, last night it was around 15 to 20 maybe, but now it's 46.
Okay, well maybe it'll all be melted by the time I get home. I'm actually
I didn't hear where you were. Yeah, I know you're out of town.
Kona.
Kona? Oh, you mean Hawaii?
Roger, Roger.
Oh, cool. That's great. Good, good to hear from you, Alan. Alan's he's working and he's in Kona, Hawaii, on his remote base. He's not actually working at the moment. He's obviously talking on his through his cell phone through his remote base that's in Hermitage. But anyway, that's Alan, Kilo 4 Alpha Lima. Great to hear from you, Alan. Yeah, it's got to be what, 75 there?
Yeah, that's about right. I was out walking around sweating. I couldn't believe it. So we'll say 73, and I got to run to the airport. Kilo 4 Alpha Lima.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, make sure to look at that video I put up about the snow here the day before yesterday.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, just look it up under the same place, K4PEW. You'll see it. In fact, there's two of them there that I put up about the snow. One is kind of silly, and the other one's just straightforward. Anyway, that was Alan, Kilo 4 Alpha Lima. Eddie, what's up?
Just fixing to watch a movie here in a few minutes. Yeah, I saw you, little snow angel. That was cute.
Yeah, my wife coerced me into it. She goes, "You know, you always like to make me happy." Yeah, I guess I do.
They should have thrown her down in the snow, too.
Yeah, that wouldn't. Then she would have charged me with spousal abuse.
Oh, mate. Well, you could at least hit her with a snowball. That might have started something, too.
Oh, I've gotten her goat a few times. Let me tell you.
All right. Well, thanks for doing that, and appreciate all you do. I hope everybody's doing okay. W4EBS.
Yeah, very good. That's Eddie. He is in Gladeville, Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-ray. Great signal as always. He's been around on the net for a long time. I don't even know how. Maybe from day first month. I don't remember now. Anyway, who else is short on time? Hello, Brian. How are you doing?
Good. You're a little low in power today.
I'm on the same power I've been on. I haven't changed anything.
Well, we just got the flutter from something going through it. Must be one of those big barges going down the river.
No, I put up a windmill in the backyard.
Yeah, I saw your snowman or an angel thing. Just kind of wondering, is that the only spot in the yard the dogs don't go in?
I was hoping for the best on that plan.
Yeah, I can only imagine when you get up and you got a lot of brown spots on your jacket.
Yeah, my wife said because we didn't have all the dogs out when we did that, and she said, "Yeah, I'd let all the dogs out, but I'm afraid they might take a leak on you."
Okay, well, you have a good time, and at least it's not all the snow's gone now.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of little piles that are in the shade, little tiny pieces. But anyway, well, good to have you in there, Brian. Are you mobile or are you home tonight?
I'm home, but I'm going back upstairs. It's too cold down here.
All right, very good. That's Brian in Hendersonville, Kilo Alpha 3 Charlie Tango Papa. Who else is short on time or north?
Kilo 4 Victor Victor Alpha.
Kilo 4 Victor Victor Alpha. How are you doing today?
Kilo 4 Victor Victor Alpha. Mike in Harrisville. We're doing pretty good. Kind of staying warm and playing on the radio a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's all good. Which radio do you have there? I don't think I ever asked you that.
It is the Yaesu VHF UHF All Mode Tri-Band.
The Tri-Band, all mode Tri-Band. The handheld Tri-Band?
No, it's the base. It's the FT726R.
Oh yeah, I've never had one of those. How do you like that?
I just recently got it, been playing with it, and still trying to learn it.
Now that Tri-Band, it has 220 on it?
This one has 2 meter, 440, and 6.
Huh. That's it. Oh, that's interesting. That's a fairly old radio then, isn't it?
Yeah. It does have interchangeable modules. It's 10 watts all the way through on all modules, all bands. It does have the capability to add an amplifier to each band separately.
Wow. Yeah, that's they didn't do that anymore after that one, did they?
I don't think so. I'm not quite sure.
That's interesting that well, again, I guess that when they over the years when they came out, oh, I don't know, whenever the 897, 857, and I think the 47, kind of a shack in the box, it kind of destroyed that old radio, right? I mean, in sales anyway.
I believe so. Most of my radios have been Kenwood and Yaesu. When my first radio actually starting out was an FT411, a little 2 meter HT.
Oh wow. Yeah, and all radios are fun. It's fun to mess with them. It's fun to figure them out. And it's fun to make mistakes with them.
Yeah. Still learning this one. Got a Kenwood 440 in there. I'm also trying to learn, so it's been a little busy.
Yeah, I've got a 440 as well. It's in the shop right now, but it's a nice radio.
Oh yeah.
Well, very good, Mike. Anything else for the net? Doing all right?
Doing good. Say good evening, everybody. Like I said, just sitting here kind of playing around on the radio and enjoying the day.
Very good. That's Mike in Hendersonville. Kilo 4 Victor Victor Alpha. Great signal, by the way. Who else is north?
WB0NLO. Mark in Northwest Wilson. Good evening again.
Hey, Mark. Did you see I sent out another schedule so we jump right on in a couple of days?
I didn't see, but I'll go look for it.
Yeah, it's another invite to a Zoom meeting about that DMR stuff, so we can kind of put that to bed, I hope, on Monday. It doesn't have to be Monday, but since they offer, as soon as I shut it down, they say, we'll offer you another extended time meeting. I said, I'll take advantage of it then.
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know that we really got anywhere and I was kind of the odd man out having a different radio.
Well, I think that what it turns out to be is misery loves company. How was that kind of a meeting?
Yeah, it was. I went ahead and applied for my DMR ID, so I'll be official.
All right, you'll be legal. The frequency police won't show up at your home.
I guess. I'm still not sure how the ID works on that. Uh, I don't know. I mean, I guess when you say your ID on DMRs, and it's not encrypted, there's some way to get it.
Well, I believe very strongly that the reason that ID is there is so that when somebody else adds you to their contact list, it automatically identifies you in their system. It knows who you are, especially if you're on one of those repeaters or you're on, through the hotspot.
Yeah. Well, I guess it'll all sort out sooner or later, or I'll pitch it in the trash bin and go back to what I really like, which is analog.
Yeah, that's right. I remember 15 years ago, the guy, one of the old sages telling me that he goes, no, D-Star, man, it's going to be wonderful, great, terrific. D-Star still has limited usage. It's 15, 18 years, whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, it's been around a while. It works really nice, I think. It's easy to use. You just select DMR mode. It's just like selecting AM, FM, or sideband. That or DMR. Not complicated at all.
Yeah, we had to get the commercial radios in to make it complicated.
Yep. That's all right. That's what we do best, is complicate things.
Yeah, very good. That's Mark. Whiskey Bravo Zero, November Oscar Oscar. We're in a pity party today due to the DMR issues. And he's in northwest Wilson County. Who else is north?
KB9RKK.
Hey, I was hoping you'd show up in the meeting there, Frank.
Well, yeah, I forgot about it, to be honest with you. Yeah, but I'll add real quick. The ID is also so you can call an individual directly. You can, it's almost like making a phone call. You can dial them.
Yeah, you mean through the system rather than Simplex.
Even Simplex. It's basically a very selective squelch.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. That's right. It will only key up that person's radio if he's available.
Right. Yeah, but it depends. If you're same thing with a talk group. That's the only reason you need a talk group is so that you only talk to the people that you want to talk to.
Gotcha. We're trying to hash some of that out. That's what we're doing on a Zoom call today at 5 o'clock, and we didn't come to any true resolution on what the answer was, and we're going to do some research and meet again on Monday night. Hope you'll be there. You'll get a reminder tomorrow night about the meeting that's on Monday night if you want to participate.
Yeah, I think I will. Yeah, it's neat, and like you were saying about the D-Star, it's real easy once you have it set up. It's just like easy. You just get digital voice and you're in digital mode. DMR a little bit more complicated. It's because it's really not for ham radio. It was a commercial system, and we're making it work.
Oh yeah, it's a system where almost like it's selective. You can select either large groups, small groups, or one person, or simple.
It was a good solution for businesses. I mean, you can have the cleaning crew on one talk group and one time slot, and the security guards on the other time slot with their talk group, and you can now have all the same radios and the same frequency assignment without, needing the two frequencies.
Yeah, or every individual independent.
Yeah, but and now they're moving to 4. Right now we have 2 time slots, but the commercial world's moving to 4. So eventually I see that probably infiltrating.
I don't think we need 4, do we?
Of course you do. You got to buy more radios.
Yeah, now I got to sell this one. No, I don't think I'm going to do that soon. But anyway, everything else going. You finally over the symptoms of the COVID issue?
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, my voice is cracking a little bit. But yeah, I'm actually starting to gain smell back. Not terribly great, but I could still start. I'm just starting to be able to smell things again. So I'm like, all right, it's coming back. So as you could, that made me very happy.
How long has it been now since you got the first clue?
10 days. Been exactly 10 days.
Oh, cool. So it's nice. You're on the way out of the woods, I guess.
Yeah, technically, I don't. I probably can go take a test, but I'll just, I didn't go to the breakfast or to the meeting today. I just figured, why take a chance? I don't want to go right to the letter. Let me wait another week. That way, I don't affect anybody or get myself sick some more.
Now, that's one of the problems with, I know from my own experience over time, is that if I have the flu and then I just say, I feel okay, I feel pretty good, and then you go to do something, and then about you're an hour and a half into that, and you go, I shouldn't have done this.
Yeah, the cold weather kind of didn't help. It helped push me to not do anything.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that's true. You weren't out shoveling the snow, I take it.
No, it's because my neighbor actually has a snowblower, and he came and did it for me. I didn't even have to ask him. I guess he wanted to play with it, so I'm like, okay, knock yourself out.
Where's he from? Lake Placid, New York?
he's from Pennsylvania.
Man, I don't know anybody here that has a snowblower. You must be the only one.
I know I sold mine when I moved here.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, very good, Frank. I'm glad you're on the mend. It's Frank in Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo Kilo, and he's in northwest Mount Juliet. Who else is north?
Whiskey 1 Alpha Mike India.
Hello, Adam. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. That was quite a wallop we took in the storm, huh?
Quite a while. What?
That storm packed quite a wallop, huh?
Yeah, it did. Well, let's put it this way: it makes a mess. You know, where I grew up, this wouldn't have been a mess because they have plows running from the instant it starts snowing. You know, so the streets, every side streets, main streets, they're all plowed. You know, they're at least they're drivable. Here, my gosh, because there's no plows and there's no salt laid down. I mean, even today, this morning, when I left this morning to go to breakfast, I pulled out on Mount Juliet Road and I'm sliding sideways through the intersection because it's still ice, hard ice on the pavement.
Yeah, no doubt. I was born in Rhode Island, so I grew up with it. But problem number one, like you said, is there's no real snow control here locally because it doesn't happen often enough to invest in it to get that. But the second part of it is the people who have no idea how to drive in it because they're not used to it and then still choose to go out.
Oh well, they don't get any practice either, so I'm not really blaming them. It's even hard for experienced people to drive on ice well. But yeah, I understand. Whereabouts were you born in Rhode Island?
Central Falls is just I think it's just north of Providence, Rhode Island.
Oh yeah, yeah, up closer to Massachusetts.
Yes, that's exactly right. Not far from North Attleboro, South Attleboro area.
Yeah, well, I lived in Newport and Middletown down there in southeastern Rhode Island for the better part of 4 years, I guess. But anyway, no, Rhode Island's neat, but I don't want to live there again.
No, I never really belonged up there either because of my beliefs and my love of weaponry and things. I definitely belong down here, no doubt. Hope everybody was safe through the storm and won't hold anybody up. Whiskey 1 Alpha Mike India 73.
Yeah, very good, Adam. Whiskey 1 Alpha Mike India in Hendersonville. No, did you move? No, where are you? Tell me.
Gallatin. See, I got you good, man. I was in Hendersonville and you always said Gallatin, and then I moved as soon as you got used to saying Hendersonville.
Okay, here's the deal. I don't know whether you actually moved or you're just self-identifying as living in Gallatin.
I feel like I live in Gallatin.
Is the family doing well and fully recovered?
Oh yeah, everybody's good. More blessed than we deserve.
Very good. That's Adam in Gallatin. I'll get that right one of these days. Because he moved. People move and it messes me up. Whiskey 1 Alpha Mike India. Who else is north? North or west?
KM4YRF, Mike in Belshire.
Yeah. When's that net on Sundays again?
7:30.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. How were the roads up there where you live on the residential streets from the snow this morning?
They still have just a little bit of ice, but they're drivable. All main streets are clear.
Yeah, most of the stuff around here was. But like I said, on the side streets here, man, it was rough. Like I told you too, Wes was unable to make it out of his complex.
Yeah, that's awful, man. When you can't go anywhere.
Yeah, it's a good excuse to do nothing.
Absolutely. No, I enjoy doing that.
I do that best, actually. I've learned in retirement. I'm actually an expert at that.
Well, good deal.
I could give classes, but I'm too lazy to do that.
I hear you, Paul. I don't guess I have anything else. So back to that. Thank you for what you do.
Yeah, very good. That's Michael, KM4YRF. He fills in for me when I'm dead or sick or pretending to be sick. And he also does the 10-meter net on Sunday nights. It's KM4YRF in Belshire. Who else is, nobody knows where Belshire is. Who else is north or west?
PAW David is that.
Hey, David, the other commiserator about DMR.
Yeah, that's right. Is my radio sounding all right? I was talking to somebody on Simplex the other day, and they said my audio was real low. Does it sound okay?
No, it's not low at all. It's very robust, actually.
Okay, that's what I was hoping. I guess it was just some atmospheric conditions that weren't good or something.
Well, I don't know. I just heard that, I don't know if you heard him earlier. Uh, Brian in Hendersonville thought I was doing too low a power because I was having issues with him receiving my signal, which was unusual. That's why he thought I was on low power. I said, nope, not a chance. So yeah, there's some atmospheric stuff going on.
Yeah, I guess well, I reprogrammed my DMR radio. I thought I had it right. I had it sitting there during the digital net time and didn't hear a thing. So I guess I still have more work to do.
There may not have, you didn't hear any activity at all?
Well, if it's not set right, I'm not going to hear anything. I didn't even see the light coming on. So I don't know if they did the net or not.
No, that's one of the reasons we needed to get this thing resolved about the DMR, because there's a lot more people, I think, with DMR than D-Star, at least on the net, first. And we also have the fusion thing, but we need to get that whole thing rolling a little better if we're going to have some participation.
Yeah, definitely. I got a lot of research to do here and try and get myself up and going. Then you got to deal with the different versions of the software and the firmware and all that kind of stuff. It gets real convoluted. So, a lot of work to do.
I know it, and I get that. You get that all the time if you do any activity on the net and on software, and all kinds of things that you're involved in as well. And when they ask you, do you want to update? Do we have new software version available? And you're thinking, no, please don't tell me that because I don't want to do it.
Yeah, my laptop still has Windows 8 on it because I never wanted to update it, but then it started causing me a few issues here and there, so I hadn't used it a whole lot.
I'd rather buy a new laptop.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. I was having problems with the Anytone software on the Windows 8. I just couldn't get it working. They said, "Oh, well, you need Windows 10." I was like, "Okay," so I bought a new computer.
I'm telling you, man. Somebody asked me how many computers I had one time. I said, well, I've got one. I forget what I told them. I think I have 3 or 4 that are actually operating and sometimes up and around, and I use them. But right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, plus plus I have 3 or 4 laptops that just sit there and they don't do anything because they got Linux in them or Windows XP, or I've got the Windows 8 tablet. I've got a Windows 10 tablet. I mean, the list is long. Hey, what do you need all that for? I go, I don't really need them. I just have them.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of I got one old one that I need for programming commercial radios, and it's got Windows 2000 on it or some really old version of Windows because the software is so old that it won't run on modern computers. Too fast or something's not right there.
Yeah, your signal just faded there, David.
Huh.
No, there's a bunch of noise in there, and the signal kind of went down, and it came back up again. So yeah, there's something going on either in the atmosphere or moving convoys of army vehicles or something. Anyway, that was David in Madison, November 5 Tango Alpha Whiskey. Good to have you in there, David. Good to see you this. Well, at least good to see you on the Zoom call. Yeah. Um, who else is West?
KO4OTV.
KO4OTV. So you survived that call, and we didn't make any progress at all.
I thought the same thing, but well, I mean, we talked a little bit about somewhat, what I know about it. I guess a little bit. I mean, honestly, with it being simplex, you would think it would be a little bit more simpler.
Yeah, like you just hit to put a frequency and hit simplex, and then we'd be done.
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of bizarre that it's this hard. I would have never thought. It may not be that hard. I don't know. I might look into some videos this evening and try and do a little brushing up, see if I can't find something.
Yeah, no, that's what I was hoping. We all kind of just search independently to see if we could. Probably, I'm sure it's something simple. I really am. I just can't. I don't know what it is yet. Very good. How else are you doing? How doing? I like that truck you have, by the way.
Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, it's I'm the second owner of it. Like I say, it's of course it didn't look like that when I bought it. It's sitting under a tree for 12 years from the original owner, but yeah, I ended up getting it from him and had to do some work to it, and I've had her ever since. I've had her about 17 years now.
Wow, because that's almost 42 years old. Would that be right?
43 this year.
Wow. Yeah, but it's like anything else. Well, it's like a lot of things that are mechanical, electrical. If they're maintained and kept in a reasonable protection in the environment, they'll last a long time.
Oh yeah, these things are built like tanks anyway. Actually, it'll be 44 this year. Wait a minute, 70? Yeah, 44 already. Yeah, I had that wrong. But yeah, it's been well kept. I mean, I've had her a long time. I got her painted back in '05 and redid a bunch of stuff on it. It's been a good one, man. It's original engine and transmission and rear end. I haven't touched anything on it, but other than that, it's yeah, she's my baby, man. I love her.
We had an old job truck. It was a panel van with the wood flooring in it from 19. I think it was a 58, maybe 59 F. Can't even remember what the model that was. But you know what I'm talking about. The panel van. It only had windows, I think, in the back doors. Nothing on the sides except for the driver and passenger side. And that thing was like a tank.
And they sell for huge money now. I've seen them at the car shows for sale, and I've never seen one under 50. I don't think. Maybe upper 40s. Yeah, they're highly collectible if they're done right.
Yeah, it's just neat though that there was a wood like an oak deck, with the metal strips on it for sliding stuff in and out.
Oh yeah, back in the day, they had a lot of wood in a lot of vehicles. It's kind of scary when you think about how they made some. It's very unsafe. Of course, back then they didn't even have seatbelts in them, so I think wood was the last year worry.
No, I don't think wood would have been a problem. Maybe you'd get too many splinters in an accident, maybe.
Yeah, they didn't have tempered glass in those days either, so they come off in big shards and just cut people's necks right in half. It was pretty crazy some of the stuff that they used back in the day, but I guess you live and learn.
Well, it was what's his name, Jay Leno, who said the '55 Buick with had the all metal dashboard and all the big knobs with all the angles and points on them, and you got in a wreck, they just hosed off the dashboard and resold.
That's the truth. Yeah, the old '55 Buick, any of the '50s model vehicles, man. I tell you what, man, they built them back then, which they really built them all through the '70s as well. I mean, this truck here, it's very thick steel. I mean, it's a heavy gauge material compared to anything today.
Yeah, we don't need no issues with gas mileage, man. I remember my grandmother had a '52 Cadillac or '53 Cadillac. I don't know how much that weighed, man, but that thing rode nice.
Oh yeah, that's 7,500 pound car. Yeah, that's a great big ride. That's a big land yacht there. That's a. I wish I had one of those today.
Oh, you could have taken three families in that to a picnic.
Oh yeah, it's just like driving your living room around.
Yeah, it's the one that had that rope on the back of the seat, but I don't know what it was for.
Yeah, they had some wild stuff. I remember, they even had the ashtrays in the back seats back in those days.
Oh no, they were just great. They were just You really could. It was a comfortable thing because they were heavy and they were big, and but the no seat belts. Yeah, that was a. Well, anyway, everything going well for you?
Oh yeah, very much so, Paul. Yeah, if we get this DMR situation figured out, I think we'll be doing better.
Uh, I think it's funny. I caught you when I was so. Let's see, it's KO4. How do I get it straight here? I forgot what the rest of it was already.
Old television.
Oh, that's right. It's OTV. How could I forget? Very good. Yeah, your signal comes in great. I'm surprised you. Well, with I'm surprised you can't hit Music Mountain from there. Really.
You know what? I'm gonna try. Now that we've talked about it, I tried it out in the yard. I didn't hook the big antenna up to it, so yeah, I may try and see if I can't hit a repeater with it. Which I may have that programmed wrong too, because once I figured out this hotspot deal, that it was kind of like that's all I cared about was talking through with that because it was just so easy.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's. I understand. Um, I'm so used to. I didn't even care. But again, I guess if I did that, I could easily. I wanted to get past the simplex thing first with this radio.
The way they taught us, in the university, and another guy on YouTube I watched, he was program a digital channel first, then program an analog channel right after that. So I did, and it's totally different with simplex, I guess.
I guess we're gonna find out, aren't we?
Gonna have to, because I mean, I programmed my, how you program a repeater in. You just, sometimes they got a tone of whatever, and then you have an offset of negative or plus. It's simple as that. I mean, there's nothing to it, and all those work fine. But I haven't tried a simplex, which analog simplex is no problem in it because I have this one actually programmed in it. And I know it'll work.
Oh yeah, no question about it. In fact, yeah, the same way with that one I have, the Linko. It's simplex is easy. It's just that. In fact, it's the only radio I've ever had, mobile radio, that has a speaker in the radio and it's got a speaker in the microphone.
Oh, that's cool. I have a microphone that's like that I plug into my handhelds when I'm driving. If I'm using one, it'll work in my Kenwood, my Anytone, and a Bofang. So it's kind of a universal thing, and that's how that one is. Which my radio in my truck has a speaker built into the radio itself too. So yeah, it's all pretty good.
Well, this one actually gives you a choice. You can have both speakers working, one or the other working, depending on what you want.
Oh, I see what you mean now. That's pretty handy. I've never seen that before.
I never did either. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't think the audio is all that great out of the microphone, but it's I guess it beats a sharp stick in the eye, as they say.
Well, sometimes I like it they coming out of the microphone. If it seems like one of my radios isn't as bright as another one, I can crank her on up there, and I can listen to what's going on. With road noise or whatnot if it's real bad.
Yep. All right, very good. That's Joel. He's in the Joelton, Ashland City area. Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Tango Victor. Going through over that, still that DMR stuff drives me crazy. Who else is West?
Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo.
Hello, Greg.
I missed the Zoom call.
There'll be another one tomorrow night, Monday night at 8 o'clock.
I see that. I'll be available. Yeah, well, during that time that I was missing it, I received my $20 UHF DMR radio and got it programmed fully in under an hour. I'm getting good at this.
Wow. For Simplex?
Simplex and repeaters. Not that I'll be using them, but in the whatnot.
No, I'm just wondering because we're still battling what the correct way in between. One of them is the CSI radio, the other one is the Linko, and the other one is the Anytone. And we're just trying to figure out how everybody has to be on the same page and how to program simplex frequencies, simplex connections.
I think it's pretty easy. Just time slot one, go at color code one, and group 99. I think that 99, everybody's going to have that going.
Well, that was where we were all stymied because, well, like I said, it'd be good if you show up on Monday night so we can all figure out what's going on.
It should be a good go rodeo.
It should be, but it was more like one of those group sessions for people with mental health problems.
Yeah. And also the Nashville bomber. Now he had a beef about 5G, and that was one of the reasons he blew up near the AT&T thing.
Yeah, no, there was an issue, as you know. I mean, as you probably read about it with that altimeter issue, and I didn't. I knew obviously I knew the airplanes have altimeters. I just didn't know they were in a certain frequency for it would. You know, I don't know why this didn't come. Like I said a couple of years ago, why this didn't come on.
I don't know. It's I don't know. Like I say, is it a different frequency now?
Well, no, it's apparently that this, you know, the aviation band for that altimeter is just very close to the 5G frequencies for phones, and they're like lowering the power levels at least now around 50 something airports around the country for that reason until they get it all resolved.
I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, no, I just saw it on the web today, and that's why I was asking Alan about it because he works for an airline, and I was just curious about how the heck can you have this go this far with the telecommunications industry, and here's the aviation, which is kind of important in most people's mind. Going, no, wait a minute, we got issues here.
Two different groups of money.
Oh yeah, no, one's FCC obviously, and the other one's the FAA, and it's just don't get me started on the bureaucracy, okay?
Oh yeah, I know.
Anyway, that's Greg and Antioch, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo. Yeah, but you'll get another reminder tomorrow night, and then there'll be another reminder, I think, an hour before the net to make sure everybody who wants to show up can be there. Because I really would like to get that resolved for that one. That one seems to be a stumbling block for a lot of people.
Yeah, and I don't think there was the digital net tonight, was there? I was listening. I didn't hear anything. I hope I've got my settings right.
No, I didn't. I was tied up doing something else, and I didn't get to go on there, so I don't even know what transpired. But that's what we're going to try to correct. We need to get more activity on the digital side.
Very good. KP4CBEC on the next net.
All righty, that was Greg and Antioch, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo. Who else is west or south?
KC 4, okay. Roy and Madison.
You should be there too, Roy. Hold on one second. I got Kilo Go 4, Charlie X-Ray Echo first. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, man, I barely started my call. That was a good ear. How are you?
Well, even though I'm a little slower than I used to be a few years ago, the voice recognition often comes before the call recognition.
No, give yourself some more credit, man. That was lightning fast. Yeah. So, having a couple of beverages and having a good weekend. How about you?
Oh yeah, no, I'm off the adult beverages for the most part. I don't indulge. You know, it's funny when you're married to a woman whose father grew up with a father who was an alcoholic. I'm inclined not to prod that gore that ox. You know?
Yep, that totally makes sense.
No, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I did enough drinking in my late teens, early 20s for 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, I think it's easy to do when you're younger for sure.
Yeah, I used to tell people I knew when to stop drinking, and that's when I couldn't see anymore.
Dangerous. Yeah, not healthy. Anyways, greener pastures now, correct?
Oh yeah, no, it's all good. I mean, I'm just glad that some people end up in a bad way in their youth because some people seem to have a proclivity for alcoholism, and I did not. So I'm glad that I didn't, or whatever the reason was. It wasn't because like a dummy. A lot of people. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. They drink and I'm never going to do this again, and then the next week you do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, anything in excess, uh, it doesn't work for me. But I think that some people like to live in extremes. That's just the way that it is. Different strokes.
Oh yeah, no, it's anyway. Everything else going okay for you?
Oh yeah, man, everything's good. Just ending the week and going around to the next one and just trying to enjoy it.
Yeah, the rat race. Very good. That's Chris and Donald. So Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray Echo. And now comes the digital DMR expert. How you doing, Ron?
Evening, Paul, and howdy, Chris. All is well. I damn sure don't know about an expert. And yeah, I missed that Zoom call, but I'll try to catch the next one on Monday for sure. How's everything going, Paul?
Oh, good. No, it was good because what I did was since I was doing the Zoom call, I shared the screen on the programming thing, and we're trying to go over what was required to make it all, so everybody could be on the same page, even though there was 3 different radios discussed.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, I mean, I'm just a daggone slow at some of this stuff. That being said, I think I might have here just in the last 10 minutes had a breakthrough on my 9700. So I'm hoping here to do some testing and maybe I'll finally get the radio and the rotator and everything hooked up so I can actually track some stats.
Oh, awesome. That'll be great. I'll be happy to see the results of that.
Yeah, it's been a challenge, and I'm not for sure I'm there, but I had a BFO, that blinding flash of the obvious, and I'm a little slow sometimes, but maybe I got it now. Anyway, all's well with me, and sorry I missed breakfast, but my street was still sort of covered over. Didn't want to take a chance, so anyway, have a good night. Appreciate what you do, KO4OKE.
Very good. That's Roy in Madison. Kilo Oscar for Oscar Kilo Echo. Who else is West?
Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor, Jack and Donaldson.
Hello, Jack. Everything well?
Oh yeah, just digging out,
Well, yeah, you didn't have too many problems, did you?
No, my street was pretty well iced up, but I didn't leave the house. I went into the mailbox. That's as far as I got.
No, it's no, that ice issue is. Even when I left this morning, I was a little reluctant, but fortunately, most of the roads are dry. By this morning, it's just last thing you losing because when you're on ice, man, losing control is not fun.
So is Courtney's closed for COVID, or are they closed for good?
Apparently, they closed. Well, let's put it this way: indefinitely. Apparently, the owner is, incapacitated for about a year.
Wow, that's interesting. Well, I didn't get out this morning, so I'm glad I didn't drive there.
Well, I did send out an email, but it was late. I sent it out. I don't know. It would have went out with the email that goes out about 8 o'clock on Friday nights.
Well, I missed it, but anyway, thanks for doing the net fall. Appreciate it, and hope everybody else is doing okay.
Very good. That's Jack in Donaldson, Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor. Who else is west or south?
KN4HDD,
Is that K04HDD? I forget.
Kilo November 4 Hotel Delta Delta.
I'll get that right one of these days. How are you today?
It's all good. My memory's like that too.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's just no, mine. It's There was a time when I had an extraordinarily, I'll just say in my 20s and 30s, you could remember a lot of things. Like, for instance, one of the things, I had a number of employees and each had beepers. And I had all their beeper numbers memorized. I had all my customers, well, most of my customers' numbers memorized. But now I have to think about my own cell phone number.
Yeah, no kidding. It's terrible when you get old. When you walk into a room, you forgot what you walk in there for.
Yeah, I pretend I was just getting something to drink.
Yeah, we're happy.
Yeah, very good, Mark. Mark, were you, did I see you? Were you on that Zoom call that was with today with Heil?
No, sir, I was not.
Oh, I didn't. I wasn't sure. I thought I saw your name there, but I think it was another Mark. Obviously, everything going well for you though?
It's going well. Just trying to get my shack in order. Got a D-Star radio, so I'm trying to figure that out, play with it. So, a lot to learn.
Oh yeah. Well, it was much like when I was working. A lot of the major equipment that we worked on was not computerized. It didn't have software, it didn't have hardware. It was just analog equipment for temperature controls and how it controlled the mechanics of what it did. And and then over a period of just a couple of years, everything had software and hardware on it. And so then everybody had to learn everything. Had a lot of learning to do. I was like, man, what were we doing when they decided to sneak all this stuff in on us?
Well, that's true. I work in the automotive repair industry, so I'm old enough to remember carburetors and points, and now everything is computerized.
Yeah, no. It took me even. So it sounds silly to say this. I didn't work in the automotive industry, but for the life of me, when somebody said, "Hey, this display on the car has it'll tell you tire pressure is low, and I'm thinking, how in the heck does it do that? And it didn't occur to me until days later that there's a transmitter in the tires.
Yeah, that's very good. Some of the German cars, like Audi, they don't use sensors inside of. They use the analog brake module, and so whenever you put air in the tires, you program it in the car, and it reads the circumference of the tire.
Ah, see, that was one of my options. I thought it might be looking at, but I thought, no, that's too sophisticated for a car. You know what I'm saying?
Well, leave it to the Germans; they can do it.
Well, it's an interesting concept, really. I mean, it's measuring the circumference of the tire. That's awesome. That is. I always thought it might have something to do with ground clearance, on part of the frame or something that would also have an indication.
Yeah, they're just little transmitters. So I got a question on all these DMR uh, nets that you're talking about. Where's the information about them where I can click in and join in?
Oh, the net schedule is on the front of that groups.io page. I don't know if you're on that page. I think you're already on it, aren't you?
I do not think so.
Okay, go to groups.io, and in that, when you get to that page, you'll see that's their homepage for the groups system. And they just look for Mount Juliet Simplex Society in the search or MJSS, and you'll find it right. You don't even have to be a member to look at the page because it's on the front page is the net schedule. So that information will be right there.
Groups.io. Okay, I will go in there and look and see what I can find. Thank you very much, K4HDD.
Yeah, very good, Mark. That's Mark. He is that's Kilo November 4 Hotel Delta Delta, and he's in Murfreesboro. Who else is Sal?
K3NPR, Tom in Rockville. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Tom, hold on one second. Got a lesser signal that's taking precedence over you. How you doing, Mike?
Doing good. I'm hearing most everybody. It's just a couple that are not hearing tonight. But, yeah, on that 5G, it's been a few while since I sat in the cockpit, but I don't think many of the airliners are using radar altimeters. Now, most of the military aircraft have got it because they're doing that low level fun stuff. But, airliners are flying the ILSs, unless there's an airport without an ILS, they do GPS approach. But, unless the GPS approach system uses the radar altimeter somehow, but not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, no, Alan, who he doesn't check in too often. In fact, he's a commercial pilot. He says that at least on the planes he flies, I don't know how many others, they have a radar altimeter that's used predominantly for automatic uh, final approach and landing.
And radar altimeters is limited the altitude they can report. I know the ones that are helicopters wouldn't do anything above 500 feet.
Oh, I don't really know. All I know is he says they do have them, and there was an issue between the FCC and the FAA about all that crap. Anyway, you need to show up on that tomorrow night, not tomorrow night, Monday night on our Zoom call on the DMR.
What was the website?
No, I'll get the notice. You'll see it in the email. You got an invitation if you're on the email list, which I'm pretty sure you are.
Sometimes I go through and I just start deleting stuff and don't always read what I want to delete, but I'll figure it out.
No, it'll come up again. You'll get another one Sunday night, 24 hours at a time, and then there'll be another one like 30 minutes or 15 minutes before the Zoom call. I just wanted to get these as many of the people who got digital, DMR together to figure out what the heck's, who shot John, as they say. Now to get everybody on the same page.
Well, I know the biggest thing is just as long as everybody's in the same group, regardless of what radio they're using, they're in the same talk group on Brandmeister, if that's what everybody uses. Because I think there's 3 or 4. There's TGIF, Brandmeister, and somebody else. The Brandmeister seems to be the most popular. But it's just a matter of building the code plug. That's just frequencies and the talk groups and that on the digital side. analog side, you just, build that side.
Yeah, no, we get it. It was just that the setup on the in the software, at least the layout is different, and apparently some of the issues were different between. In this case, there was CSI radios, there was um, a Linko and um, Anytone, and I'm not sure who else has what, but I don't know who they have. But I'm getting at. Just want to make sure everybody was having it because it's interesting. If it's set up wrong, even on simplex, you're not gonna talk, and you're not setting up for a specific contact. Only that you're in the right talk contact group. Like 99 is what I had mine set.
Yeah, I think for some reason I think 99 or something like that. One of those numbers, there's a couple that operate on that particular talk group, and I remember one of the guys talking about where they had permission to use it at a certain time.
I don't know. I'll tell you what. You show up. I'm going to do some research between now and Monday. But I'd be thrilled to have you show up on Monday night to be part of the session there on Zoom.
If I remember, I'll definitely be there.
Well, it'll be on the reminder system, so don't ignore. It'll say Zoom right on the header line.
I'll try not to ignore it.
All right, very good. That was Mike, Kilo 3 Mike Papa Romeo here in Mount Juliet. Tom, how are you doing?
Hey, Paul, K4PWKM4TM. I'm doing just fine out here in Rockville. I tried to be very, very careful not to double with someone when checking in, but it's just about impossible. How about that? But nothing much to report here, just having a quiet evening. Saturday evening watching some football games and hoping everyone on the net is doing well. We still got a little bit of snow on the ground out here, but just a little bit still on the roofs and in shaded spots, but it'll all be gone tomorrow. How about that?
Yeah, how much did you say you got your total seemed to be?
We got around between 4 and 5 inches, something like that.
I was curious because I actually didn't realize it until I went to clean off the cars yesterday morning. And, it was finished snowing by that time, and it was somewhere around 6.5 inches here in Mount Juliet. I couldn't believe it was that much.
Yep. I think you guys up north got a little bit more than we did here. But I tell you what, 2 snowstorms within 5 days of each other, 4 days, I guess. The first one we got 7 inches, and that one we got, I'm going to call it 4, but it's a little lower than that. That's 11 inches of snow within a week's period of time that's unheard of.
Well, it's climate change, global warming. You know that.
Yeah. I was just reading some articles on the internet about climate change and the tornado outbreak we had last month and how it's all climate change and the Arctic ice is all climate change and it's all our humans' fault. It's human pollution that's doing it and everything. And my opinion is that is not true. Climate change has been happening for millions of years. The climate changes. It's natural, and it's been happening long before humans ever set foot on Earth, and it'll happen long after we're gone. To think that human activity on a planetary scale could affect the world's climate is, I think, pretty arrogant of us to think that. We're minuscule compared to the global environment. It's be like a mosquito farting on a beach ball.
Oh, I agree. It's almost hilarious to me because, in a nutshell, I traveled a lot in the Navy around the world, literally around the world, and traveled. The only place I wasn't in the Med, and I wasn't in the Mediterranean, and some other places in the North. Well, if I got up in the North Pacific, but not far north. I mean, as far as Japan, that kind of stuff. And I never got very far north of Rhode Island, in the north of that. But when you see the width and breadth of the amount of water on this planet, you get a whole different perspective of how big it is. If you think, oh, I see. So you're going to know the average water temperature on the Earth? Nonsense. It's pure nonsense.
Yep. I agree. It just seems fantastical to me that anything us we little humans could do could affect a big planet. It's a pretty good sized planet, and it's got a a lot of land and a lot of water and a lot of atmosphere. And yeah, there's 7 billion people on Earth and probably 3 or 4 billion cows and other stuff that fart and this and that and make greenhouse gases, but still, it's a big place, big planet. Anyway, my opinion only, and I'm entitled to it. So anyway, didn't mean to get off on all that, Paul, but want to check in and wave a hand at everyone and say good evening and enjoy being here. K4PEW, KM410.
Very good. That's Tom, Kilo Mike 4, Tango Mike. He's in Rockville. Yeah, it's funny to me. It really is odd to me that we would be so, like you said, so arrogant to think that we're changing things so rapidly. And it just couldn't possibly be true because we weren't here for the Ice Age, and it changed pretty rapidly then. Who else is south? Please come in.
KR4AZ.
Hello, Tim. Everything well?
Yes, sir. They get in here for a little bit. Just a little bit to add to the climate change thing. Like you said, it's my opinion, but I remember back in the 70s, they was talking in the late 60s and 70s, they thought we was going to have another ice age. That was even in books. And then for a long time, it was global warming until they got shot down so much on that we're still having record cold temperatures and everything like that. So now the catchphrase is climate change. And I think just like fellow said, we're always going to have climate change, but with climate change, the talking heads have got a talking point. They can always talk about it because if it gets too cold on the planet, hey, climate change. If a certain part of it warms up, climate change. So it's just something to keep it politicized and keep it going. Here again, my opinion. Take care, Paul. Thank you, buddy. KR4AZ back to next.
Yeah, very good, Tim. I was, I remember how many years, it's within the last 10 years. Most of the major research, oceanographic research universities who had the capacity to do so, and there are several around the world, and they got together and had a year of concerted exploration of the ocean for species, just things. They're looking for, species and changes in the species, etc. And I don't remember. I guess I could look up the details, but and the reason that caught my interest is because I had worked on one of the ships that was an oceanographic vessel, a research vessel for Columbia University, and it was interesting because the end result of that survey was of these several ships, and I don't remember how many there were. I'm going to say there was a half a dozen around the world. And now think about this: scientists always seem to know what they think they know. They're always publishing what they think they know. Well, after this research they did for a year, I guess it was, they found like, I forget how many. It was dozens and dozens of new species that had never been seen before. And you think, I thought you guys knew all this crap. I thought you knew what was extinct or what wasn't extinct or what existed or what doesn't exist. It's like amazes me that they admitted they didn't know, what existed, but there's a lot of stuff we just don't know, and they're proclaiming that they seem to know everything. Anyway, I'm on my high horse there too, but I just thought it was interesting that they came up with new species that I didn't even know were there. Who else is, that was Tim, by the way, Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha Zulu. He's in Murfreesboro. Who else is south?
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
Yeah, Larry, you're one of those species they didn't know about.
Yeah, I just got back in here, man. I'm running late, and I have no opinion. So we'll let you get on with it. KE4SYB.
Yeah, we were talking about your old stomping grounds down there at the base today.
Oh, man, y'all hurt for something to talk about.
Oh, that's a big deal. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, everything down there is supersized. We'll let you get on with it, Paul. KE4SYB.
Very good, Larry. That's Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. He's in Rockville. Who else is south? South or east? Nobody east?
WA4ZHI. Yeah, 4SYB.
All right, very good. Even when Richard, he beat you again.
Yeah, I know. I'm lagging.
Anyway, how you doing there, James?
Good fight. Hi, Richard. Hello, James.
I thought you'd show up at the breakfast this morning, Richard. Anyway, let me take care of James first. Everything good for you, James?
Yeah, I had to shovel the driveway this morning.
Really? There was still a lot laying out there, huh?
Yeah, my house is blocked the sun from it, so I had to shovel the driveway and put a shovel street a little bit around the mailbox. And our garbage didn't run today because they couldn't make it up to the streets.
Yeah, you've got some hills back there, don't you?
Yeah, it's kind of hilly.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I hope you didn't work too hard. You know how that is when you get of our age.
Well, I came in and rested after I did it.
Well, you know what I'm saying is if you're not used to shoveling, so it wasn't like it was a ton of snow though either, was it?
No, it was only a few inches thick.
Yeah, but it's heavy snow too.
Oh, I was pretty careful for an old guy.
Yeah, I'm with you. I still hurt myself go cleaning off the cars though yesterday morning.
Yeah, I wiped a little bit off my car too.
Yeah, no, I had to. It says I don't have any tools anymore for snow removal. I was using a broom to clean off the cars. It was kind of fun.
I just used a plastic shovel.
Oh yeah, that would do it too. You're right. Anything else for the net, Mr. James?
No, that's all I know.
Very good. That's James here, Mount Juliet, Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel India. Richard, how are you and your bride doing?
We're both getting better. She's back at work and all such as that. But I'm supposed to go back Monday, but I don't know if I'm gonna make that trip or not. The jury's still out. I can't get the feeling right for some strange reason. I don't know how to explain it. I've been to the doctor and they gave me medication. I've been taking it faithfully and all that kind of thing, but I feel like I've been shot at, missed, and the other word is. So I'm gonna see what happens Sunday afternoon, and if I feel like it, I may go in Monday. If I don't, I'll just call my boss and say, "Hey, another week down, brother." But appreciate what you're doing, Paul, and I hope everybody's had a good, safe holiday, and everybody back in the swing of things, as they say. Take care. 7-3 KI4S. I'll be back to nest.
Yeah, very good. That's Richard and his bride Stephanie, Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo, and Kilo India 4 Sierra Oscar Romeo. Anybody else east?
Can we have a lake from the south?
Oh yeah.
Like uniform Foxtrot.
Hold on there, Jimmy. We had somebody who was. Yeah, you can check in anytime you want to, actually. Who was so from the south?
Yeah, KE4TYJ from the south.
Ah, very good. How'd work go today for you?
Tiring. I'm almost caught up. It'll be all right by Monday.
Yeah, I imagine you had a lot more work than normal.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that we had to take Friday out and go back out. It's just and then I have to have a 34-hour reset before I can start work out Monday. So there we go.
Well, you really have to take that time off. Is that what you're saying?
Yep, that's what they say.
Is that a DOT rule?
Yes, sir.
Oh, a number of hours driven in a given week. I didn't know that rule existed, huh?
Yeah, before the next week of duty, you got to have X number of hours off. And I don't know, sometimes somebody overcomplicates it, I think. But anyway, that's the rule.
Huh, I did not know. I knew about the hours per day rule. I didn't know they had one for the week. That's interesting.
Yeah, they got one for the week.
They got one for the year. You have to take it like off. If you work a lot, you just have to take all of December.
It would be nice.
Well, be thankful you get that big OT money.
Uncle Sam collects that, I believe.
Oh man, do they ever? That's why. Did you see that they hired an extra? I thought they said 8,000 or IRS employees.
No, I missed that, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Well, see, now they're going to report every earning every time you go through PayPal or anything. They got to report everything $600 or over to the Fed.
Oh, that hasn't passed yet.
You sure?
For sure.
I'll have to take a look because I didn't think it did either, and then I saw something about it that PayPal and the other agencies that do that kind of crap, they said they were going to have to start reporting, and I didn't. Well, I'll look it up. Don't let me belabor that point. Everything else going well for you?
Oh yeah, sure. Everything's lovely. Still got snow on the ground. We had, I don't know, 5 to 6, 7 inches or so, give or take a little bit. So, hopefully it'll all be gone tomorrow.
Yeah, you don't need much snow up where you live to be a problem.
Yeah, I still have snow on the road, even after today.
Yeah, I'll bet. A lot of foliage hiding the asphalt, huh?
Yeah, it's in fact a little spot right out in front of the house is the last to get sunlight. I think I forgot it today.
Oh, wow. Well, it'll get better. It'll be another day or two probably before all that's gone. Anyway, that was James in Woodbury, Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet, and we got Jimmy there in Mount Juliet. How you doing, Jimmy?
Hey, Paul, sorry about that, but I dropped the microphone. By the time I got to it, I was probably eat up on somebody else.
Oh no, that's all right. It's all good. Everything going good?
Yeah, going pretty good. Pretty good. How's things for you?
Real good. I need to finish with this net because we're already an hour and 15 minutes in. I didn't realize what time it was.
Yeah, got sort of a surprise in the mail about a week ago. Ham sent me a QSO card, and inside it was $1 million bill.
Yeah, and did it look like $1 million bill?
Well, they don't have $1 million bill, of course, but it's got all the markings correct, and it's got the lady living on the front, and all that, and the stuff on the back.
No, I was pretty sure they didn't have. I don't even know what the largest denomination is. What is it? 1,000 or 10,000? I don't know what it is.
I think at one time there was a $10,000 bill, but I think the largest denomination now is $1,000.
Yeah, that's more than I'll be carrying around.
That's true. I don't have any familiarity with those bills.
No. Yeah, that's an imaginary number to me. All right, anything else for the net for you, Jimmy?
No, that's it. Thanks for the to do there, Paul.
All right, very good. That's Jimmy, Whiskey 4 Mike Uniform Foxtrot in here in Mount Juliet in the northeast corner. Well, anybody else late or anywhere? No problem checking in late or anywhere. All right, that was 30 check-ins. We're going to move right over to 2 meters upper sideband on 144-240, 144-240, and I'm going to go there unless I hear an objection. Objections overruled. All right, 144-240. I'll be there in just a sec. All righty, taking check-ins on 144-240. This is K4PEW. Taking check-ins from the north. Please come now.
Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo Kilo.
Very good. That's Frank. Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo Kilo. Good signal. And it's Frank's in northwest Mount Juliet. Who else is north? Anybody north? West, please come now.
KM4, YRF Mike in Belshire.
Yeah, big signal from Mike. Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot in Belshire. Who else is west?
Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor Jack and Donaldson.
Yeah, it sounds good. Actually, we ought to skip 2 meters upper sideband. It's too good.
Sounds like it happened tonight.
Yeah, very good. That's Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor Jack and Donaldson. Who else is west or north?
Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo Greg in Antioch.
Yep, sounds fantastic, Greg. Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Who else is and Greg's in Antioch. Who else is west or south? Anybody west or south? North, south, northwest or south?
Kilo 4 Victor Victor Alpha Mike Hendersonville.
Hey, Mike, sounds good. Kilo 4 Victor Victor Alpha Mike in Hendersonville. Who else is any place? Well, actually, north, west, or south, or east?
Whiskey 4 Mike Uniform Foxtrot.
Very good. Got you in there, Jimmy. Whiskey 4 Mike Uniform Foxtrot here in Mount Juliet. Who else is any place, anywhere? Anybody, anywhere? Barges on the Cumberland, planes in the air, drones. Nothing. All righty, we're a little low on the sun check-ins on this, but it doesn't matter. It's that's 7 of us in here. Good to have you all in there. We'll move right over to 6 meters, which is 50.135. Mike, would you make that announcement on the FM side?
Sure will, Paul.
All right, thank you. We're moving over. Unless I hear any objections. Anybody want to check in late? I got nothing. We're going to move right over to 50.135, K4P then. All righty, this is K4PEW at the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net, looking for check-ins from the north. Please come now.
Kilo Bravo 9, radio, kill, kill.
All righty, we got Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo Kilo. That's Frank here in Mount Juliet, or northwest Mount Juliet, I should say. Who else is north? Please come now.
WB0NOO.
All right, WB0NOO, got you in there, Mark. Whiskey, my pen ran out of ink. Whiskey Bravo 0 NOO. Mark here in northwest Wilson County. Who else is north? Anybody else north or west?
KM4 YRS, Mikey Belshire.
Sounds good, Mike. And by the way, do you have any more problems hearing stations out of Murfreesboro? Does that still exist?
Yeah, it still does. KM4 NNY, I can hardly ever hear him. Occasionally I can, but hardly ever.
Huh, interesting. Hey, you're going to have to move.
I need to get in a higher place.
Well, we don't want to go too high.
Thinking about getting me a balloon.
No, I meant it in the spiritual mode.
Right, roger that.
All right, very good. That's Mike. Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Who else is north or west? All right, I got Greg in there. Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo and Antioch. Who was the other person? I thought that was you. I was pretending I didn't know. That was that was Jack. Kilo Go for India Lima Victory and Donaldson. Who else is west or south? Anybody else west or south? Please come now.
Kilo Echo 4, Tango Yankee Juliet.
Hey Jim, you sound good. Kilo Echo 4 Tango. You're on the loop tonight?
Yeah, that's all I got. What do you run for that center?
I've got that on 6 meters. I've got that horizontal little, like a little. It's like a tiny loop, a delta. You know, almost looks like a D.
Oh, okay.
But no, you're coming in good though, and you're running how much power? Just 100?
Yeah, just right about 100.
That's awesome, really. I mean, it really is neat that that loop does so well. You know, a full wave 160 loop does so well on 6 meters.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool. I like it. All right, I'll let you check in with some other people.
Very good. Who else is west or south?
Hey, Paul, KM4TM, Tom in Rockville.
Yeah, very good. You copy Jim real good down from your location, don't you, on 6 meters?
Yeah, I do. When I got my beam pointed toward him, yeah, he was F9, and then I moved it off of the east and more toward the north to pick you up. So he faded way out.
Okay, I got you. Very good. I just wondered how well the loop performed in your direction versus mine. That's all. But then it's hard to tell with you because you're using the beam.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I just ran up here real quick. I heard you guys were coming up here, and I'm like, oh man, I got to get moving. I got here. I got SWR about 1.4, 189 watts, and I'm got the antenna pointed due north, which is pretty much right at you, Paul.
Oh, cool. Very good. That's Kilo Mike 4 Tango Mike. That's Tom in Rockville. Who else is south or east? Very good. Got you in there, Jimmy. You sound good. Whiskey 4 Mike, Uniform Foxtrot. Anybody else south or east? All right. Yeah, a little low signal on that on yours tonight there, Mike. Could very well be. That's Kilo 3 Mike Papa Romeo here in Mount Juliet. Who else is any place anywhere, including east? I hear somebody in there. Somebody copy that? I don't hear anybody copy that. I thought I heard a signal in there.
I can hear something, but couldn't make it out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can swear somebody's saying something, but I can't tell what it is. Well, whoever it is, email me. K4PEW@ARRL.net. If there is somebody out there. Anybody else, any place, anywhere, please come in. I think that's it. We had 10 check-ins. Appreciate all the check-ins here, as well as on 2-meter upper sideband, as well as on 2-meter. I think it was a good net. Appreciate everybody being there. K4PEW signing off for the night. We'll catch you, well, on down the log, as they say.
Good job, Paul, as usual.
Yeah, thank you.